The Impossible, the Unthinkable. Information is Choice. Part 2. The Theoretical Basis of Holistic Systems by Robert Johansen. A presentation to the International Society for the System Sciences Conference 2021, July 12, 2021. In 1948, Norbert Wiener wrote, "Information is information. It is not matter or energy. No materialism that does not admit this can survive at the present time. The materialism that does not admit this is mechanistic reductionism, the belief that all phenomena can be reduced to matter and energy processes or mechanisms." There are numerous definitions of information to suit various uses, but the information Wiener is referring to is information in the cybernetic or communications context. In telecommunications and computing, information is a choice. The empirical definition developed at Bell Labs is that information is, quote, a message selected from a set of possible messages. Selected from a set are in italics in the original. For example, given the 26 possibilities of the alphabet, the choice of an M is information. The information is the choice. The cyberneticist Gregory Bateson, in his famous Korzybski lecture, defined information as a difference that makes a difference. Like Wiener, Bateson's information is not matter or energy. A difference is neither matter nor energy. Bateson's definition of information as a difference also has no meaning. The basic unit of difference is the binary either or, which is also the basic binary unit of choice. A difference that makes a difference is a convoluted way of describing a choice. It makes a difference because it is chosen or selected. Since both information and statistical probabilities are calculated from a set of possibilities, there is often confusion about the difference. Some people even think that information is a probability function. The difference is that information is measured in bits and probabilities are measured in fractions. Thus, a coin has two possibilities, heads or tails. The probability that it will turn up heads is 1 out of 2, or 0.5. Similarly, the probability of it turning up tails is 1 out of 2, or 0.5. If you flip the coin, it will turn up either heads or tails. Heads you can code as 1, and tails you can code as 0, which is 1 bit. A difference makes a difference because it is chosen. For cybernetics and telecommunications, information is objectively real. A choice once made is not a possibility but a fact. Thus, with the toss of a coin, before the toss there are two possibilities, heads or tails. After the toss, the resulting heads or tails is a fact. The choice is objectively real. Choice refutes determinism. If actions are also the result of choices, then the future is not perfectly predictable, but depends on decisions that haven't been made yet. Choice is a challenge to the scientific method. The scientific method, instead of being the road to all truth, becomes a useful method for identifying some cause and effect relationships. If information is a choice, then scientific knowledge is not the rational understanding of objective truth, but only models chosen for various reasons to illuminate certain aspects of the environment and subject to change. Information and holistic systems. The advantage to the modern definition is that it is clear, simple, useful, and gives us a basis for understanding holistic systems. Communication systems are information systems. Matter and energy are the media of information and communication. Control systems are information systems. Information controls matter and energy. Holistic systems are information systems. Information is systemic. Communication systems are information systems. Since information is choice within a set, communication consists of translating choices in one set of possibilities into choices in another set. In other words, coding, or what the mathematicians call mapping. The choice of ideas is translated into the choice of words, which is translated into the choice of sounds, which is translated into the choice of words, which is translated into the choice of ideas. Or the choice of words is translated into the choice of letters of the alphabet, which is translated into Morse code, which is translated into electrical pulses, which is translated into clicks. Although information consists of choices in a set and has no meaning as such, the meaning is in the reference. Thus, the map is not the territory, but the territory is the meaning of the map. Thus, the clicks mean electrical pulses, which mean Morse code symbols, which mean letters, which mean words, which mean ideas. Meaning is a relationship. Modern telecommunications is based on the understanding that matter and energy are the media of information and communication. Thus, ideas in the medium of the brain are translated into waves in the medium of sound, which are translated into waves in the medium of electricity, which are translated into waveforms in electromagnetism. Or, for the telegraph, ideas in the medium of the brain are translated into letters of the alphabet in the medium of ink on paper, which are translated into Morse code taps on a telegraph key, which are translated to clicks in the medium of a telegraph receiver. Understanding information processes as a translation process allows us to understand harmonic communication. The goal of communication is harmony. Communication involves translating different meanings. For my ideas to communicate with your ideas, the language that I use as a medium must be a language that harmonizes with your language. We have to speak the same language. But even if the words are the same, we may differ significantly in the way that we translate them into ideas. Control systems are information systems. Since information is a choice, it can also function as a command. A command causes things to happen. Information and communication control matter and energy. The brain processes information and controls the muscles that process energy. The thermostat processes information and controls the heater, which processes heat. Control systems are decision-making systems. All control systems go around a basic cybernetic information loop. Act, sense, evaluate, choose, act. The military refer to this decision process as an OODA loop. Observe, orient, decide, act. Each of the individual processes around the control loop is an information process. The basic information process is the translation of choices in one set into choices in another set, translating one form of information into another form of information. In diagrams, the box can be a symbol of the translation process, and the arrow can be a symbol of the information input and output. Since information is a choice, it can also function as a command. The translation process is a command, and thus is also information, but at a program level. A cybernetic control system is an information process where one form of information is translated into another. Sensing consists of models that translate changes in the environment into perceptions. Evaluating consists of values that translate perceptions into needs. Choosing consists of options that translate needs into action. Acting consists of the environment translating action into changes. Models, values, options, and the environment are the translation processes that constitute the program that controls the control process. Since these translation processes are information, they can be perceived and changed. Learning or self-control is the ability to perceive and change the program. Holistic systems are information systems. Information is logical. The binary choice is the basis of symbolic logic. Information is categorical. The basic choice, either or, creates a difference that forms a category. It is symbolized by the Venn diagram, where the choice is represented by a boundary line separating the X from the not X. Since wholes are logical categories, they also intersect to form complex wholes. The normal use for a Venn diagram is to show the relationships between categories. It can also be used to diagram the syllogisms in traditional Aristotelian categorical logic. In physics, a system is defined by a boundary that defines the universe into the system and its environment. Systems are a function of information. The system has an identity as a whole, distinct from its environment. It is holistic. When two self-controlled systems meet, since they are information systems, they communicate through their shared environment. They become part of a larger whole that contains them both, symbiosis. This process of communication and symbiosis allows information systems to evolve and grow new and more complex and more abstract forms. The larger cooperative is also a control process. A whole has parts that serve the basic functions of the whole. Now that the individuals have become part of a larger whole, they will begin to define functional roles to achieve a more effective control process for the whole. Because information is holistic, it is also hierarchical. Each of the parts is also whole to its own parts. Arthur Koestler coined the term holon to describe this dual quality of wholes. Since the parts are themselves wholes, they form nested holarchies. Since a control process is an information process, there is the possibility of communication between the levels of the holarchy, creating hierarchical command and control systems. These systems are dialogical. Since communication is a process of translation, it is also subject to decay from errors in coding, errors in decoding, and the effect of noise on the medium. The control of the environment that the new system has achieved will lead to growth, but because of the decay of information, holistic systems have a life cycle: genesis, growth, maturity, decline, disintegration. The advantage of the modern definition of information as choice is that it is clear, simple, quantifiable, useful, and gives us a basis for understanding holistic systems.